Hi there. Hi there. I just made a video on buying a drum set for Christmas for people. Come lower. Hi there. I just made a video. Here's the deal. This is what we need. The Paiste only unofficial Wikipedia has disappeared, I think in like the past 2 months. Now, I'm not sure where it went or who was hosting it. God bless them. We need it back up because it has turned out to be a treasure trove of Paiste info. And I do think somebody should probably do it with Zildjian too, okay? Or any other cymbal company or other drum manufacturer, because it's really helpful for everybody. But of course, my and many people's fetish for Paiste, it was so helpful. I remember when it sort of first came off the ground, there were some inaccuracies, and it's sort of like things that beginner sort of Paiste people sort of think, you know, and stuff. But I'll tell you, in the past couple of years, that Paiste Wikipedia, they're dead on, man. Kudos to whoever put that up. I salute you. So I do want to say this real fast. So anybody, if you want to get worked up and maybe make a stink about it online, we need the Paiste unofficial Wikipedia. Okay? And I will, to the person or persons who run the Paiste unofficial Wikipedia, I will send you some money, okay? I know maybe it's like a Wikipedia thing where occasionally, you know, you need, I know it might cost money to put it up. So I'll send you $50. But here's the deal. I somehow need proof that it's you. You know what I mean? I know somewhere out there somebody's like, oh, $50. You know, hi, yeah, send me 50. I'll put it up next week. I need proof of the person whomever puts it up, but I will send you $50. Not necessarily to put it up, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, but to help maintain, okay? Wonderful site, if anybody hasn't seen it. It had like the series portal and like the weight portal and like the model portal, so you could see about all their rides, all their discontinued lines and stuff. Truly a fantastic resource. In fact, right now I have my Paiste, I have right here Paistes. I have my Paiste reissue multi, a 20. One of my favorite cymbals of all time. Truly, I think overall the best-sounding B8 alloy cymbals ever created. As I've said for years and years, Paiste knows B8. Okay? Paiste, for the love of God, I think you should use that in your advertising. Paiste knows B8. You know why? Because you do. Okay? It's very important. Over here, there is a Zildjian over here. I mean, I do love any cymbal that sounds good. I have my 24-inch Zildjian Avitas here. But these are my beloved Paiste sound edge hats. What I have here, and I've given my idea to Paiste on numerous occasions, including the Grand Poobah of Paiste, Lord Paiste, that they should have a sound edge giant beat model. They currently don't. So I have here a homemade Paiste giant beat hi-hat set. I have on the top a Paiste reissue, well, I should say, I mean, you could still call them reissue, but to a lot of younger people, they're not, they've been around now. I mean, Paiste Giant Beats, the reissues have been around like 12 years now, okay? Which is longer than the run of original Giant Beats were around, okay? So I have a 15-inch hi-hat top, so like a, you know, a 15-inch pair, if you just buy a pair of 15-inch hats, right? Here's the top from that. And on the bottom, I have a 1976 or 79, I forget. Sound Edge 2002 bottom. I have rivets in this that I put in because I went through my Mick Fleetwood fetish a few years ago. I go through that every so often. Mick Fleetwood, a highly underrated drummer. Have you ever seen that dude? Look on YouTube. Watch in the original Fleetwood Mac, you know, before Lindsey Buckingham and Stevie Nicks. Look at Mick Fleetwood playing some of those shuffles he does. And the speed and musicality at which he does them. It's amazing. Anywho, so what I have here is sort of the equivalent, my homemade version. Years and years ago, Zildjian had a thing called the KZ hats, okay? Because a lot of drummers were taking like their K tops and they wanted a heavier cymbal for the bottom. So there was a Z series in those days, which was sort of a heavier line that was more geared toward heavier players like metal and stuff, okay? They were heavy cymbals. They weren't lathed, but they had like little like things impressed in them, like little stars and shapes and stuff. You'll still find them on eBay and stuff now and then. But they would put that line hi-hat like heavy, maybe a top too, maybe as the bottom. So they might use the top or the bottom as the bottom paired with the K as the top, or you know, a 1979 to, you know, current K, not an old Istanbul K or Constantinople. But so this is sort of my homemade version. I even actually did suggest to Paiste and to the Grand Poobah Paiste Master Lord himself that if they don't want to actually go through the trouble of making sound edge bottom reissue giant beats, you know, going through and crinkling them, just factory, you know, at the factory, just in a bag, put your giant beat top in with a 2002 sound edge bottom and just call it, you know, it's like it's your version. I mean, don't let this turn you off, the KZ thing. I mean, it's a great idea, whether Zildjian or anybody did it first, but you could sell them like that. You call it like the Giant 02 or the Giant Beat 2002, like the Mick DLT, the hot stays hot and the cold stays cold. Anyway, back to the Paiste Unofficial Wikipedia. If the person or persons can bring that back, that would be marvelous. The world would spin right again. So again, if you can prove to me that you are the person responsible and in charge that controls the scenes behind the curtain, I will send you $50. Hell, I'll send you $75, okay? So again, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe if you haven't. You know, my subscribers are coming along. Chugga, 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 chugga. And you know what I actually did? I did fill out a form. For the first time, I approached a company to endorse them. Or as some people might think, they endorse me. However you want to think of it. But I would endorse the Vic Firth company. I love Vic Firth sticks. My model is a 7A wood tip. And yes, they ask you in the form, they say, well, if you don't get your endorsement, would you still buy our sticks? Yeah. But I'll tell you that in almost every video I make from now on, if I get an endorsement and you send me, well, part of the thing is too, is I don't really use a lot of sticks. Despite the fact that sometimes in the videos I break them. I mean, I honestly might use 4 pair a year, honestly. Now, don't let the Vic Firth, if they're going to give me an endorsement, if they want to send me like however many they want, but really my 7A, it's perfect. You know, nowadays I've gone to a thinner stick because I have some arthritis in my hands. The 7A they have, I think, is wonderful, okay? Because a lot of other 7As from different companies are thinner and they're longer. I like the length and I like the perfect feel of the Vic Firth 7A wood. I'm just going to tell you honestly, I did. I filled the form out online. It said, please type if you can. I don't have a typewriter. I filled it out in my scrawl. I think probably the person who's going to open the envelope is going to see the first page. My writing looks like a 4-year-old's. They're almost certainly went into the garbage can. But anyway, so more videos on the way. I now have a headphones jack thingy. You know, like I can pump the monitor mix out to the headphone mix out to a splitter. What the hell do you call it? A headphone amp? Where I can get up to 4 people now involved. So I'm going to, and I've been wanting to do this for years, and I've talked about it, but since I'm so mental, it never seems to come about because I have issues, clearly. But I will have people down here playing with me. I'll have a bass player and a guitar player. And we can sit and run through Zeppelin stuff or whatever. But kind of like this. So it goes like this. Dun, 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 like I want to make, my first video I think I'm going to make doing this is ZZ Top's LaGrange. I love the tune. It's a rockin' tune. It's a great shuffle. But I'd like to, and I have how to play LaGrange, or at least my version, what I think's happening on LaGrange. You can look up my video. I'll put it on here in a card. I have the ability to put a little thing up here like shing. See if I can do it now. ZZ Top, Bonzoleum. But I'd like to demonstrate it like a couple times. You know what I mean? I can go through the fills a couple times. I can go through, there's a couple different ways I think he plays it. Definitely live, he plays it a very busy way. But the studio is slightly different, I think. I think there's a note missing. Just so it doesn't sound so like in your face in the studio recording. Anyway, more videos on the way. Again, thank you for Drums Etc. in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I did a clinic, which is coming up on almost well, it's going to be a month ago, and it's like 2 or 3 weeks ago now. It was terrific. Rick Hamilton and Sean and the dude, Andy and the dudes that were there. If you're in and around Lancaster, go to that joint. I highly recommend Drums Limited, etc. Gosh, there used to be a Drums Limited here in Chicago many years ago, but Drums Etc. Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Rick, I hope everything is smooth. You can actually find footage of me doing that clinic on the internet, on YouTube. So type in Bonzoleum Drum Clinic and it'll come up. And you'll see me up there. Okay, so thanks for coming, watching. And again, more videos on the way. I'm going to get my friend Mitch. Mitch is he's one of these dudes who's super, super talented. And he's not like, oh, shucksy, like, oh, shucks. Like, I think he really doesn't think he is. He's like, yeah, whatever. This dude can play the hell out of the guitar and sing his arse off. So we're going to do some Lagrange action, okay? My friend Chris, too, I've had him in videos. I've never seen him, but I have had Chris. But we're going to have Chris back here, too, in a proper format. We're going to do some original stuff and some other Zeppelin. You utilize him also for Zeppelin-y things, okay? So that's all coming down the pipeline. I will see you soon, and be good, for goodness' sake.